Okay, it appears we have found his wallet underneath this bush right here.
Anyhow, long story short, I want to report some human remains.
We have his wallet. Today we are back on the scene of a place we were about 5 years ago.
Our last search didn't reveal any signs of Warren, but this visit resulted in what might be the most incredible discovery we've ever made.
Warren Hagyard went missing in 2014. He was coming from Elk Grove, California, and somehow ended out in the middle of nowhere, Nevada, in Coyote Canyon. As of this video today that we're filming right now, it's been 10 years ago. His car was found 3 miles up this road.
Warren Hagyard was last seen on the night of April 21st, 2014 by his family. He left his home in a blue Honda Civic, but according to Warren's wife, he really shouldn't have been behind the wheel. He had a heart condition and frequently became disoriented while attempting to complete everyday tasks. On May 5th, local law enforcement received a call from a person who had been out four-wheeling in the Nevada desert. The caller reported an unattended vehicle matching the description of Warren's car parked in Coyote Canyon. Sheriff's Department deputies rushed to the scene and were quickly able to confirm that the vehicle did in fact belong to Warren. But things only got stranger from there. Firstly, the car was over 200 miles away from Warren's home and about 4 miles down the canyon, immediately raising the question of why and how Warren had ended up in the wilderness. Bizarrely, though, the car was pointed back out of the canyon, like Warren had managed to turn around. The front axle of the car was located beside the vehicle. We spent 5 days hiking through the wash where Warren's car was discovered, looking for any clues. In a last-ditch effort to bring closure to Warren's family, we posted missing persons posters throughout the entire area, hoping that someday someone might finally report a clue as to Warren's whereabouts. That day came 10 years and 1 week exactly since Warren's disappearance.
Here's a major update. Somebody, a hiker, came out here just a month ago and found his remains 3 miles down this road and up in this canyon right here. And we're gonna go to the exact location. But the thing is, only a few of his remains were found.
During our previous search, we corresponded with Kathy, Warren's wife, to get more information on the circumstances surrounding his disappearance. After we heard rumors that Warren was found, we reached out to her to confirm, and she told us it was true. But sadly, very few of his remains or belongings were actually located. She asked if we could keep an eye out for her if we were in the area, and after we obtained the GPS coordinates, we were off to see what we could find to return home to Kathy.
They only had one shoe and a few of his bones. We're hoping maybe we could help her find the rest of Warren. So we're gonna head up here to the exact location. 3 miles up this road, he walked all the way down and then 1,000 feet up into this canyon. And I cannot understand why he would walk up there, and nobody knows why he ended up here. It's like you have to go on some crazy roads to get to this spot. From over there is where he could have got civilization. And there's a freeway that runs way over there. We are in the middle of nowhere. So let's go see if we can help Kathy find the rest of her husband. Let's go. It's 91 degrees out today. So far, no cloud cover, but if we're lucky, some of these clouds will come and give us a little shade. Somebody was hiking out here. He was hiking up this way, which is like a crazy place. You would never think to even look up this way. This is wild. And he found a shoe with the bones in it, human bones in it. So he called the cops and they came out here. Washoe County came out here and got some of them. They only found very little.
Almost immediately upon starting our hike up the creek towards the location Warren's body was found, we noticed something that might pose a problem.
If he's underneath this, there's just no way.
The creek was littered with tumbleweeds, and we feared we might not be able to see any remains under all the brush. It's hard to imagine a 79-year-old man making this same trek, but Warren's family reported that he walked at least 2 miles a day. Hauntingly, Warren's remains were located just 3 miles from the car, just outside the radius of the foot search that took place in 2014. The area was so incredibly remote that no one had visited since then, once again raising the question of what on earth Warren might have been doing out there.
So these are the stacked rocks. I bet the hiker who found his remains stacked right here. So I don't know what he was doing here. I'm gonna go ahead and just pan around and show you where our vehicle is. We're way down there. Somehow he was 1,000 feet off there. I wonder if he was trying to get into one of these small little caves that got a lot of pack rats nests. I bet you some bones are in there. Or maybe he hiked up there. I don't know how his remains ended up down here. But let's keep looking.
As we hiked up the creek, we started to notice bones scattered all over.
It's a bone right there. So we got a little bone right here. This is like a finger right here. I'm not gonna touch any of this because you're not supposed to. When you find this stuff, you just gotta let them know and they can come out and get it.
When we got even closer to where Warren was found, we noticed clothing fragments as well.
A whole bunch of more clothing right here. Bones and clothes all over this area. We got clothing over here. I don't know if it's picking it up.
Interestingly, when we checked the image history of Warren's exact location on Google Earth, we could not see him in any of the photos taken in 2015 or later. However, we did notice that the brush surrounding the area began growing rapidly after 2014.
Right here we have some money that he had. That's what 10 years, what money will look like in a desert in 10 years. So this is the general area for sure. A lot of clothing right here. Some more clothing there. And like I don't know, $20, $40 maybe. Our truck is at the road that he was walking, and he came all the way up this way. Again, we don't have any idea what he was thinking coming up here, but if he would have stayed on that road and he would have kept walking that way, chances are he may have even made it back, because the walk up here is really difficult. It's hard to believe someone his age with a heart condition even made it this far. It's pretty amazing.
We noticed a cave visible on Google Earth above the location where Warren was found. Thinking he might have been seeking shade or shelter, we thought he could have made it there and his remains washed into the creek over the years.
On Google Earth, this looks like a cave. So I wanted to check it out, but it's clearly not a cave. So we found some more cash that he had on him, which is in pretty good shape. It's kind of interesting.
We broke out the metal detector and began scanning the area. When we got a hit and started digging, we had no idea the unbelievable find we were about to make.
Okay, it appears we have found his wallet underneath this bush right here. We're gonna go ahead and see if this is his wallet.
It is his wallet.
Yes, it is his wallet. So we have his wallet, which should definitely give the family a little more closure. We're not gonna touch this wallet with the bare hands, but we just want to see if this is Warren's wallet. Is that his ID right there?
Yeah, it's Warren Hagyard.
All right, so we got a positive ID on this Warren Hagyard. Let me see.
Do you see it?
Yeah, I see it.
You can just barely see Hagyard.
Mm-hmm.
At the bottom, and there's
okay.
his picture.
There it is, same picture that they had online. That's Warren Hagyard.
After we finished sweeping the immediate area, we put the metal detector away. It wasn't long until we stumbled upon another shocking find.
So as we're looking around here, we've noticed we found a shoe and a lot more bones. After 10 years, how much of a shoe is left? As you can see right there.
After this, we quickly left the area to notify law enforcement.
Okay, so we found his wallet up there. We've marked it. We're gonna let the sheriffs know so they can come in and pick it up, because we don't want to take anything at all. And we're gonna continue because we feel like his skull must have gotten washed down this way. And we're just gonna take our time and we're gonna scour this entire wash all the way back down to the car, way down there. So let's go.
As we left the area, we kept our eyes open for any further evidence, but didn't find anything else tied to the case.
So right here is where we put our sign from our very first video of Warren. We put it right here in the ground. It's not here anymore. I don't know what happened to it. This is a new thing we're doing for these missing persons cases. We're gonna be putting up laminated flyers, because guess what? If nobody knows he's out here, most of the time these people are found by hunters and people coming out here and exploring. But if nobody knows there's anybody out here missing, they're not gonna know to look for anybody. But what's interesting is he was literally found just up this road, and right up there in that canyon, you can actually see where he was found right now. And that's how close we were to where he was. On our drone videos, we sweep this whole entire area with a drone looking for some bones. And we found some interesting bones. They aren't Warren's. Warren's was over here. The ones we found are way further up in this canyon. So we're gonna go up there right now where we found those bones, and we're gonna try to locate them. And we're gonna see if, because they look suspiciously human. So we're just gonna go and see, and maybe, who knows, maybe there's somebody else that was missing out here. We will go find out. Let's go. So my theory is Warren walked all the way down to where the road cuts up this way because he must have thought there was a house because there's no trespassing signs over there. He must have thought there was a house or something over here, and he followed it around the end, right around the edge of this here cliff or bluff. And then he ended up in this wash. But I have to say, he made it a lot further than anyone would have ever expected at his age. With his health conditions, he still made it 3 miles, and the search area was only 2 miles from his vehicle. He made it 3 miles down this road. And I'm gonna tell you right now, going up there is not an easy hike. And he made it up there. Somehow Warren had the energy to make it up there. That tells me he was trying really hard to get back to civilization. Some other things that people don't know, his vehicle was broken down up there. They act like it was stuck. I guess it was technically stuck, but supposedly he ripped like the axle off or something in the rear axle. And no one knows why he was out here. It's crazy. This is literally in the middle of nowhere. And how he even found his way out here, even got his car all the way back in the end of this here canyon. No one can understand how he did that. It's crazy. Kathy was hoping that somebody would come out here and find his other boot and maybe his wallet and whatever else he had out here. And that's why we came back out here. Search and rescue came out here. They picked up the rest of his remains and his wallet, which has ID and everything else in there. And therefore, they're gonna give it back to her. This is why I like to stress in all of our videos on missing persons, if you could just get a personal locator beacon, or I believe the latest iPhones also have the ability now to connect to a satellite. So hopefully we'll start seeing a reduction, but it doesn't seem to be the case.
We then set off to go see what we had found on the drone.
So Warren's car was found just down at the end of this wash, right down where you can, I don't know if you can even see the road over there, but right around there. And the bones that are obviously not his, because his was found really far that way, is right up this way. So we're gonna go check and see what those are. But here's what we're facing right now, is how are we gonna get down and cross. So we're gonna go over this way, take a look over this way here, see if there's any way we can get down and climb up there and start hiking up in the mountains. Yeah, we can get down here. So this is the way we're gonna go. Okay, it looks like we're getting kind of close. It's a little farther up this wash, and it's literally straight ahead of us, according to the GPS. I am seeing some bones here. That's an interesting size of a bone. That's definitely not horse bones. Here's a big bone over here. That's definitely not a horse bone, it's too small. Okay, we got some more bones right here. Again, kind of an interesting size. A lot of bones here though. There's kind of a bigger bone in there. Hey, they're scattered all over here. There's another bone right there. Oh, there's another. Is that the one we saw? That might be the one we saw, huh? What do you think? That is the one we saw, yep.
Yeah, I'll have to go skewer.
Yeah.
Animal bone. Animal bone.
Animal, Mike, maybe coyote or mountain lion. Human bones, nope, looks like animal bones. But we had to check it out because we never know. But after we learned so much from the Warrens, thankfully we were able to come up here and we were able to see photos of what was found, which is going to be a huge help to us searching in the future, because I had no idea Levi's jeans would still be in excellent condition after 10 years. That's kind of wild. So there's our car way over there. We gotta make it back. Let's follow the GPS. Let's go. But the bummer is right over these hills right here, there's a house. You can see it on Google Earth. If he would have just, I guess he'd have had to go over their sign and their gate, but he could have gotten help if he would have just went over there to the house over that hill right there. Anyways, this is what he was faced with after getting stuck. It's pure emptiness. But he probably would have never known there was a house there, because you can't see it from anywhere on the road. The only thing that tells you that there's a house there is they have signs and a gate saying no trespassing. If he would have just went that way, he would have definitely got to help. But of course, it's easier to say that now. I have Google Earth, because I would have not known there was a house there either.
While in contact with the sheriff's department, we were able to obtain the photos they took of the remains found by the hikers, as well as a recording of the 911 call they made. From this, we learned that the hikers had found a pair of blue jeans, remarkably well preserved for being out in the desert for so long. They also found a partial boot, a folding knife, and the missing key to Warren's car.
Thank you for holding. My partner got busy. How can I help you?
Don't worry about it. Anyhow, long story short, I want to report some human remains. We were wandering up the canyon and we were coming back down the wash and we came across them.
Okay. And can you describe to me what you saw?
First thing we saw were a couple of bones, and there was a hiking boot. And in the hiking boot, there was a clock still in it. So that's when I was like, oh, there's something going on here. And we looked around a little bit more, and we saw that kind of under a corner of the jeans, there's a set of car keys. That's like a little beeper, a remote on them. There's a jackknife.
At least the Hagyard family finally has the closure of knowing Warren's fate.